Disappointed obviously, but I think probably if we're realistic it was always going to be an uphill task. We'd won 3 games all season, and realistically to try and stay in the league we're going to have to win 5 out of 5 post split, so we knew it was going to be difficult, but ultimately it's been confirmed now what probably we knew there was a strong possibility was going to happen. Ultimately try and win 3 games, try and restore a bit of pride, and we're all playing for each other but ourselves in terms of our own personal pride and professional pride as well, that you don't want to finish the season, you know, as far adrift as what we are at the moment. So try and win the 3 games and close that gap a little bit to make it look a little bit more respectable. I've got a contract for next year, so as it stands, yes. I'll need to speak to the manager obviously and see if that's what he wants as well. I understand that when the club gets relegated there's going to be change and things might not always be the way you would want it to be, so you know, me and the gaffer will have a chat and see what's best moving forward. Yeah, of course. Ultimately, no, we don't want to be here. Having been in the Premier League, we don't want to have to go down to the Championship, but that's the result of ultimately not being good enough all season. So my job is to turn up and do what I'm asked to do every single day and be the best I can possibly be to help the club, and that would start next year, being in the Championship and doing everything that we can to try and get the club back in the Premier League. It's always difficult. You know, what Dundee United have managed to do is has been brilliant and kind of remarkable that they come down and go straight back up, but I think the nucleus of the squad needs to be there, and there is that at the moment. Obviously, like I said, it's not just myself, there'll be a number of players that will have a conversation with the manager, but I think if we can keep the group together, then there's enough experience and enough quality there that we can at least be competitive in what will be a very competitive league next year. You know, you look at it and there's probably not a club the size of Dundee United most likely going to be in the league next year, so I'm sure there's plenty of teams in the Championship looking at it thinking there's a brilliant opportunity to go and try and win it and get promoted back into the Premier League. So it would be difficult for any team, but I feel that with the players that we've got, hopefully if we can hold on to, you know, the core of that squad, then we'll have a good chance anyway. You've got a professional responsibility to give your best irrespective of, you know, what's already been confirmed. So to think that you've got a changing room of boys and a manager and a staff that are kind of going to roll over and accept the fact that we've been relegated and just turn up for 3 games is just not right. So we'll do everything that we can every day in training and every opportunity we get in the pitch, whatever the team is, to try and win each game and restore that bit of pride. You know, it's disappointing, it's embarrassing to get relegated. It's something that nobody wants, but you've got an opportunity at least with 3 games to go to show that you've got that bit of fight in you and you've got a wee bit between your teeth to carry into next season. I think a flatness, while there's always hope or a chance, you've got hope. We gave ourselves a little bit more hope with beating Ross County, but like I said, we knew it was still going to be tough, and to, like I kind of touched on, to think that we could go and win 5 games was going to be a tough ask. However, until it's confirmed, then you've got to keep that hope and belief that we've got enough to win the game. So when that's then confirmed that you're going to be relegated, it's disappointing, and I think everybody understands the implications for a smaller club, that players are going to come and go. There'll be a big turnaround in the summer, but it's bigger than that. It's bigger than the individual. To a club like Livingston, that the club gets relegated because people probably will lose their jobs. There'll be cutbacks, things that have been in place while the club's been in the Premier League won't be there anymore, and it's up to the players that are there next year, and obviously, you know, the manager and the squad that he builds, to recognise that, take responsibility for that, and do their best to get the club back in the Premier League. I think so, yeah. I think because of the outcome, you know, I faced similar situations with Hamilton when I was younger that probably expected to be there or thereabouts, but I don't think Hamilton ever had the kind of longevity of success that Livingston had. So, you know, we had a couple of seasons where we'd done okay when we came up, but we were always there or thereabouts. Whereas I think Livingston, albeit the smallest club in the league, had almost started to establish ourselves as a pretty solid Premier League team. So to come in at the start of the season and be part of that's frustrating and disappointing, and it does leave a bit of a kind of bitter taste in your mouth that this is the season that ultimately we've came up short.